Hey, I didn't see you there. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I am Nick Prone reporting live from ABC. Today we bring you a rare interview with Jackson Hayes and Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. as we go back in time. Born as Michael King Jr. on January 15, 1929, Martin Luther King Jr. was the middle child of Michael King Sr. and Alberta Williams King. The King and Williams families were rooted in rural Georgia. Martin Jr.'s grandfather, A.D. Williams, was a rural minister for years and then moved to Atlanta in 1893. He took over the small, struggling Ebenezer Baptist Church with around 13 members and made it into a forceful congregation. In 1948, Martin Luther King Jr. earned a sociology degree from Morehouse College and attended the liberal Crozer Theological Seminary in Chester, Pennsylvania. He thrived in all his studies and was valedictorian of his class in 1951 and elected student body president. He also earned a fellowship for graduate study. But Martin also rebelled against his father's more conservative influence by drinking beer and playing pool while at college. He became involved with a white woman and went through a difficult time before he could break off the affair. During his last year in seminary, Martin Luther King Jr. came under the guidance of Morehouse College President Benjamin E. Mays, who influenced King's spiritual development. Mays was an outspoken advocate for racial equality and encouraged King to view Christianity as a potential force for social change. After being accepted at several colleges for his doctoral study, including Yale and Edinburgh School, King enrolled at Boston University. Now it is time to tune in to Jackson Hayes, who is interviewing Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. right now.
Alright, hi, I'm Jackson Hayes, and I'm here with Martin Luther King Jr. How you doing today?
I'm doing pretty well. How about you?
Good. We just have a few questions for you.
Okay.
Who or what influenced your strategy on nonviolent protests?
Well, see, I was influenced by Mahatma Gandhi, and he inspired me to practice nonviolent protests.
Why do you consider his practices a great role model for your situation?
I specifically agree with his nonviolent protests because it shows that that is the only morally and practically sound method open to oppressed people in the struggle for freedom.
What influenced you to create the bus boycotts?
I was influenced because buses were still segregated, and therefore black passengers had to sit in the back of buses or stand up.
Was segregation illegal on the buses at the time?
Yes, in fact. Even though northern states were beginning to desegregate, Montgomery, Alabama was still far behind.
Wow. If the buses were segregated, how did you and other African Americans travel to work and such?
We would use carpool, walk, or ride bikes. We would get anywhere except by buses.
What were the reactions of the bus company as well as the police?
Buses began to go out of business, and they lost money because most of the black community, as well as other white people who supported the movement, did not ride the bus.
How long did it take you to desegregate the buses?
It took 381 days. The end was marked on December 20th, 1956.
How were you able to pull this off?
I utilized my leadership abilities that I gained from religious background and combined it with my academic training in order to forge the black community and to be appealing for whites.
Have there been any extreme actions from white people?
Well, starting from the boycotts, police have actually arrested us for simply carpooling and going to civilians. Civilians have beaten us. My house has been bombed, and then there's also the KKK, who's pretty much a racist terrorist group in the United States.
There we go. Alright, so your recent success with all your nonviolent protests, how do you think it's been making a change in Congress?
Well, see, I think gradually it's changing the opinions of Congress. I know at first they're very conservative and against it, but I think as more people start to incorporate their abilities into this movement, I think it will be very successful now and to the future.
Well, thank you very much, Mr. King, for taking this interview.
Thank you.
I hope the viewers like this interview.
Thanks, Jackson, for that good interview. Now we know who the man is behind the civil rights movement. He is a very inspiring man and wants racial equality for all. That's all we have, folks. Well, have a great evening today from Nick, me, and ABC.
Dun, 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 dun.